Okay, so in my last video, I spoke about how important it is to for women and specifically feminine women to state their complaints and activate a man's negative emotions, kind of just to determine where he's at. And um, what I loved about that video is, I love getting smart, intelligent comments. And of course, like, I had a few, my channel's new, obviously, and I love the support from all of you. And it means a lot when men are responsive to my videos and they leave smart comments because, yeah, my work is not just for women and, it means a lot to me. So, I wanted to clarify some things in this video, and particularly I wanted to clarify, you know, he mentioned that, not to go out of your way to activate a man's negative emotion or to state a complaint, and yes, to do that, and then kind of observe the man's actions. And I did address that in the video, in terms of like making sure that it is from the heart, and that you're not kind of just stating your complaints just to state your complaints and waiting to get a reaction from him, because yes, like that is not, I do not do strategies, like that is not my way of, I'm not a typical dating coach that sort of is going to tell you guys to do certain things to get a reaction out of a man, because that is extremely wounded. But I'm very happy that he left that comment, because in my videos and in my style, I don't have a script. I don't, I know what I'm talking about because I'm the embodiment of it, and I have a general idea of what I'm going to speak about, and then I kind of just speak from my heart. And the masculine mind is going to be more linear and more focused, and very much more succinct than I am, right? For me, I want you guys just to see through my own embodiment, kind of the way I speak, the way I am, what femininity, true femininity is. And so I don't really script out my videos. I kind of just show up as I am and trust that what you guys need to hear, it will resonate, for those of you that need to hear the message. So that being said, the female mind and the feminine mind, because I am more on the feminine side, my points are kind of all over the place sometimes, and I'm okay with that because, I have to stay true to my nature and true to my core. So I do want to hit on some of the points that he said, because I think it's really important. And so, and the energy and the feeling I got from him, and, he seems like a very healthy masculine man. Because, and I want you guys to see this, like, I have a newer channel in terms of masculine energy men. They're very supportive, right? Like, he didn't have to write that comment. And I think there was another man that said smart woman, which I really appreciated that. Like, maybe they saw my video, they listened to it, and, they are going and helping and encouraging me, because of course it helps the channel, right? I don't need to tell you guys to subscribe or like the video. I mean, it's kind of a given. And when it comes to masculine energy and masculine men, they'll do that. Like they'll, you don't even need to say that. They will just naturally support and help and be giving. Like that's how masculine energy men are, even in relationships. Now, what he was talking about in that video is, and I'm guessing what he's encountered, because this is what a lot of amazing good men encounter, is they encounter very wounded women. So I would say the majority of women on the planet are toxic, and we focus so much on toxic masculinity, but no one is talking about toxic women. And we live in a society with toxic women, and no one is really talking about it. The court systems favors women. Like men are very suppressed, and no one really talks about this. And I could understand from his comment why he said what he said, was because usually what happens with men is that women will complain and, use their negative emotions to sort of get a reaction out of a man. And because masculine men, their primary need is to make a woman happy, women take advantage of that. And, they will constantly complain and whine and things like that to get a man's attention. Now, I just want to make a difference here in terms of my videos and like that video. I'm talking about a healthy dynamic between a masculine man, a healthy masculine man, and a healthy feminine woman. Now, when you're in a healthy relationship with a masculine man and there's a healthy feminine woman, in terms of what healthy femininity looks like, a healthy feminine woman is very happy. She has a very high self-esteem and a high confidence, not an arrogance. There's a humbleness about her, and you'll be able to feel it in the energy, right? And again, observe me, observe other women. Like, the only way to really understand these concepts is not through words, because words can be manipulated, but through energy and through feeling. So a healthy feminine woman is, confident, she feels good about herself, but she's not arrogant. There's a shyness to her. She's not looking for attention. She's educated, she's smart, she can lead her own life. She's not, dependent on someone to sort of save her. She will do what she needs to do, for her own life. She can take care of herself. Now, and a healthy woman and a healthy feminine woman definitely wants love. Like, for me, whatever it is that I have and that, I have means nothing to me in comparison to the feeling I have with my partner. Like, that takes precedent for me over everything. Like, I would lose everything if I could just to maintain what him and I have, because, the money, the education, like, all of that doesn't matter for a true feminine woman. What is going to matter is her connection with her partner and connection in general. So those are the components of a healthy feminine woman. And she is, she has her own life. So her own life, meaning, myself, I'm very much a homebody. I'm, I don't go out a lot or anything like that. Like, I'm not, but I have my own life, meaning, I was a lawyer, and then I moved into, doing this. I do one-on-one coaching, with women, and, I'm very passionate about relationships and intimacy. And now my next step was to do YouTube, no matter how shy I am and how uncomfortable this is for me, because it is. My heart says this is the next step, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I have my own interests in my own life. And now Peter, even though we have a full day today, right? We have an engagement to go to, we have a full day, and, he is at the gym right now. And so instead of me going and like following him to the gym and like just wanting to be with him every second, I wanted to take this opportunity to make a video, because I have my face on, I have my makeup on, I might as well. So a feminine woman is not she's not codependent, it's interdependence, right? I have my own stuff going on. And now, and a healthy masculine man also has his own stuff going on, right? Like, he has golf, and he has the gym, and he has work, and he has family. Like, you have your own things going on, but your primary connection is with each other. Now, because independently we are happy, meaning my validation doesn't come from anyone or anything external to me. Like, it doesn't come from you guys, it doesn't come from Peter, it doesn't come from anybody. That comes from within myself, and it really has come from all the things that I've gone through and overcome, right? That's how confidence is built, that's how self-esteem is built. And because I don't do anything from ego, because feminine women don't do anything from ego, everything comes from the heart. I'm not concerned about what anyone else thinks of me, because I know if my heart is guiding me to the next step, everything else will be taken care of, right? Because my life is like that, and I've attracted a partner like that, when I do have a complaint, okay, when I do have a complaint, or, when something doesn't feel good to me, I will express it, okay? And I will express it, and yes, he will also not like it. And this was the point of my video, where, I mean, a man that is in his healthy masculine energy isn't necessarily going to like the things that, I'm going to always say to him, because I also hold him accountable, right? So there's all these notions on femininity, and I've seen some women do videos on femininity, and they're exaggerated in their femininity, and it's very inauthentic. That is not femininity, right? A feminine woman is feminine in her essence and her energy, and you can feel it. But femininity and masculinity is a balance of both energies within each other. So a masculine man will also be balanced, meaning he will have feminine components within him, right? Another good example of this, because there's a lot of good examples of what masculine energy is in the world. Tony Robbins is a great example of a masculine energy man. Tom Brady, and Joe Rogan. These are really healthy masculine men. So what components do they have? They're strong in their masculinity. You can feel that. You can say Tony Robbins, he's very strong in his masculinity, but then he also is balanced on the other side, meaning he has emotions. He can cry at the drop of a hat, if he's helping someone, right? He has a loving side. Now, that loving side does not overpower his masculinity and his strength, and you can feel that. And because of this balance, he's attracted a woman that is very feminine in her core, but she also has masculine components within her, because you cannot attract a balanced mate if you are not balanced. And so for myself, the reason that I am feminine is not because I'm exaggerated in my femininity. It's because I'm balanced in both of my energies, meaning I also have the masculine components within me. I have the masculine components within me, meaning I can lead my own life, right? I went to law school. I have a law degree. I lived on the streets at one point. I had a very difficult upbringing, and I kind of overcame that, right? Like, that was my own inner strength. So, and even to do YouTubes and to show up raw as I am, like without a script, and trying to be as authentic as I can in myself, that takes inner strength, right? That is a masculine component. That is confidence. So I'm very balanced. And so because of that, I've attracted a partner that is very balanced as well, because masculinity and femininity are not they're not an exaggeration of energy. They are energy in balance, okay? So when a man attracts a woman in her feminine energy, and just so you know, and this is, again, I go off whatever needs to come through in a video, I'll do. And then if you guys want me to do specifics on certain videos, write it on the comments and I will do that. Because I'm a generally happy woman and I don't expect anything from anybody, when there is something to be said about something, I will say it. I'm not afraid to say it, because I'm not weak and I'm not looking to please anybody or people please or anything like that. I'm here to make sure that I am being treated the way that I should be treated, and that my heart is being treated the way that it needs to be treated, right? And so now, what that man was saying was that you don't want to do it in a sense where you're doing it out of strategy or you're doing it just to do it. And what he's talking about are wounded women. So wounded women that are exaggerated in their femininity, are very, very needy. Okay, so women that are exaggerated in their femininity are very, very needy, but also women that do not have enough femininity and are very exaggerated in their masculine energy are also very needed. They just express it differently. And so what he is probably referring to, and if he's watching this, definitely let me know, but the feeling I get is that what he's talking about is women that are more exaggerated in their femininity or their wounded femininity. What they will be doing is, because they don't feel good inside, they don't feel good about themselves, they need validation from a man, and they need validation externally. And so they will, for them, they will go and seek that from a man, or it doesn't have to be a man. It could be, on Instagram, or they'll be posting, pictures of themselves, in bikinis, and they'll be looking for male attention and things like that because they don't feel good within themselves. And in a relationship, they will be constantly nagging. So it's like nagging, and they're always in the victim state, and they always want more, and they want to be saved. And that is not going to trigger a man's emotions. So that type of woman might draw a masculine man in, because most men are not aware of these concepts. And I know even my partner, I think on our second date, I started talking to him about this. And he wasn't aware of it, right? He wasn't aware of these energies and these dynamics. And because masculine men aren't necessarily seeking out this kind of information, it'll just come to them, and that's when they'll get it sort of general awareness of it. But a masculine man might be initially attracted to a woman that's exaggerated in her femininity because she'll show up very very let's say inauthentic, but overly feminine, right? So, she'll, in her appearance, she will, in the way she talks, it'll be like it'll be very soft and like, she might talk like this, or whatever it is she believes femininity is, and it'll be very exaggerated. But what will happen with the man is the man initially might get drawn into it because a masculine man is going to be attracted to his counterpart. So a woman that is very exaggerated in her femininity and, wears all these high heels and maybe seductive clothing and, very exaggerated in her emotions, right? Because femininity's emotions might draw a man in, but because it's inauthentic and because that's coming from an insecure place within, when you are secure, you don't need to exaggerate anything. You can just show up as you are, like I'm doing, right? I'm just showing up as I am. I have a general idea of what I want to talk about, but I'm not, I don't need to be anything other than I am, right? When you don't feel good about yourself, when a woman doesn't feel good about herself, she's very very concerned with getting external validation to feel good. There's like a hole within, and so she will dress up and wear a lot of makeup, and I don't, femininity is beauty, right? I don't mean that there's anything wrong with that. We're going to a wedding today, so of course I have makeup on. Like, I'm not going to show up completely raw. Like, I'm a woman, I like beauty, I like makeup, like, but again, it's reasonable, right? It's not excessive, right? Excessive is thinking you need those things to make yourself feel beautiful. I feel beautiful with or without makeup, right? I know who I am, I know my worth, right? In fact, a lot of times when I'll go out, I don't wear makeup. I wear baggy jeans. I don't like to seek out negative attention, right? As one of the concerns I had with starting YouTube was because there's a lot of weirdos out there and I don't need to attract negative attention towards me, right? With those unhealthy women, they will put themselves in provocative situations with men. They will post pictures of themselves in a bikini on Instagram. They will do those certain things because they will sleep with a man very early. They will be physical with a man very early. Why? Because they're looking for approval from a man. Now, a true feminine woman doesn't do that, right? I would never put pictures of myself online that are provocative. I would never, in terms of dating, and this will be another video, I took my time, right? I don't think that I was intimate with my partner. I didn't even kiss him or do anything until after 10 dates. It must have been 3 months, right? Because I was looking for a husband, and I'm not looking, I wanted to test a man, and this is another video, to see if he was with me for the right intentions. Like, I don't want a man that's just with me for superficial reasons. I wanted a man that could see my heart. So that is true femininity. Now, because we took our time, I was able to see how masculine he is, because a masculine man will pursue, right? And I'm doing a series on this in my membership. I talk about this in What Men Want in my book, and I talk about the difference between pursuit and chasing. Masculine men don't chase. Insecure men chase. Masculine men don't chase. Masculine men pursue. Because I had given it time, I was able to assess his masculinity, right? Like, and I was able to assess how healthy he is. Is he able to, is he going to be consistent? Is he going to show up for me? Is he going to plan dates? Like, is he going to respect my boundaries as a woman? Is he going to honor my needs? Is he going to fall in love with me and Fareen, in her heart, or anything exterior? And the more you can wait, and because I don't need external validation from anyone, I can weed out men that, want me for my body or want me for my accomplishments. That's not what I'm interested in. So A woman that is more balanced and in her feminine energy, she doesn't need anything from anyone. So because she doesn't need anything from anyone, and she's generally happy, she's able to sort of state her needs and state, what she wants, and she's not afraid of a man's negative emotions. Now, when I was dating Peter, and when it was like early on, I had said to him, because I'm 39, right? And so I met him when I was 38, and I said, I'm looking for marriage. I want to be married. I'm ready, right? I don't want to be a girlfriend. And I was not going to close my options anymore, and become a girlfriend to anyone. Like, that is not what I wanted to do, right? I've been in long-term relationships, and I, at this point in my life, wanted to find a husband. I want to be married, right? One of my deepest desires in life is to be a wife. Like, even though I'm a lawyer, I have a law degree, I'm successful and all that, who cares? To me, it's like I wanted to be a wife and I wanted a husband. And so I stayed true to my heart. And, I dated probably for a year and a half. And so the same speech to everyone, because, the men that, didn't want that commitment, that's great. They can go on their merry way. But the men that wanted that too, would stick around. And the thing is, nothing was said in a way where there was any sort of expectation, right? I didn't put expectation on any one man to, be my husband. Like, I just stated that's something that I wanted. Now, and Peter also wanted marriage, right? Now, as we started dating and he wanted to get serious, I had stated to him that I was going to continue to date, right? Now, again, I stated this, he didn't like it. Now, when I was going to continue dating, it wasn't to make him jealous. It wasn't to make him mad. It was not strategy. It was, as a woman, and, he has his kids, I didn't have that in my life. And that is something I wanted. So I was not going to close my options down again for a man, unless I knew that we were going to be in a committed relationship. And, that is something I had said in the beginning, so that if that's not what he wanted, he could leave. Like, there was no pressure. Now, I think he went along with it initially because he didn't think I was actually going to like continue dating. And I think it was a few months in where I was going to go on a date, right? And it was harmless because he knows how slow I was with him. Like, I didn't kiss him for like months. So I'm not going to, I'm not an easy woman to get. But I was going to go on a date because I had said I was going to, going to keep dating. And when I did say that to him that one day, he got upset. I remember we were at a drive-in movie theater and I was like, oh, like, so I'm just letting you know, because again, I didn't need to tell him that because it was something that I already said, but I'm a very open, transparent woman, right? I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do anything. Even though I didn't need to say that to him, he deserved to know, right? And I wasn't doing anything to get a rise out of him, or in fact, I didn't even know he was going to get upset because I had already told him that I was going to continue dating. I just told him out of respect, right? Like, and I had said like, I'm going to go on a date. I just want to let you know. He was visibly upset. He couldn't continue watching the movie, and I was like surprised, and I'm like, are you upset? And he's like, yeah, like I didn't know. And he was angry. He was upset. I didn't know you'd want to go on a date at this point. And I was like, well, I mean, I want a life partner. Like, I'm looking for a life partner and I want to close my options down at this moment. Like, I'm not ready to do that. And he was upset. He was angry. It was the first time I saw how angry he was. And we ended up leaving. He ended up slamming the door and he left. And I was like, wow, like this guy is angry. I was like, what a jerk, right? Why is he being so angry? It's just a date. It's a dinner date. Nothing's going to happen with that. It was just for my own heart as a woman that I didn't want to get so invested in someone. That was, I wanted to get married essentially, right? So without putting pressure on him, there's no pressure, but like, if I gave myself continuously to a man and, we weren't heading in that direction, like that wouldn't have felt good to me, right? Anyways, you know, I let it be. Okay, so, you know, I didn't chase him, I didn't call him, I didn't get upset at him. I let him be. We drove off, and that night I remember he sent me a message, and, you know, I didn't respond that night because I was upset that he left. I'd never seen him like that. And I messaged him in the morning, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, he was awake, and he messaged me back right away. And this is surprising because he values sleep, like he's very healthy. And we had a conversation, and he was expressing himself, and I had said, I'm like, look, I wasn't trying to make, I'm not trying to make you upset. I'm not trying to, you know, do any of that. It's like I had told you from the beginning that I was gonna keep my options open and date. Like I don't want to be like, you know, we're not, I don't think we were exclusive at that point. And he had said to me at that point, how can you want to go on a date? I'm all about you. You are all I want. I'm all about you. And this is the first time that he said that to me. And I said to him, like, you know, I have feelings for you as well, but I don't, like, for me, I want to get married. And and so again, like, I stuck with what was true for me. I didn't let his emotions kind of sway me, because that wouldn't have been fair to me, right? And anyways, it was fine. And, you know, he had said, like, he was upset, and that's how he realized how much he was interested in me, because even though he knows, you know, I'm a very decent woman, it's just a dinner date, I'm not going to do anything, like, it's nothing. He didn't want me to be with another man at all, right? Which is fair, right? But again, I'm not going to do what pleases him. I'm going to do what's right for me as a woman, right? And you know, he's like, this is not going to make me stop and I said, I'm like, if this is like and that was the day when actually he wanted to start introducing me to his family. So that was very interesting. Anyways, to make a long story short, the next day I did go on the date, and I know he knew, because he's masculine, he's intuitive, he could feel it, even though he doesn't know he's these things. I know he's these things. And after I went on that date is when I realized that, you know what, I'm going to give this relationship a chance, and I'm going to be exclusive with him, because Peter kept saying to me, you haven't given me enough time. I need time. You haven't given me enough time. Fair enough, right? At that point, I think it was just 3 months in. And I said to him, you know what, I'm going to give this relationship, I'm going to give you 6 months of being exclusive. And after that point, like, if it doesn't feel good to me, I'm going to go back and keep my options open, and I'm going to continue dating. Now, none of this was thought out. None of this was planned. This was strategy. This is just what felt good to me. I knew that after that point, if we weren't getting more and more solidified, I would feel anxious and I would not feel good, because again, at that point I think I turned 39. And you know, as a woman, your stock goes down as you get older. For a man, it doesn't. For a woman, it does, right? Men have the option of like dating younger women. For women, we don't have that. And if marriage is something you want, you don't want to waste your time with a man, because a man that is really masculine in their energy and sees who you are will commit. And lo and behold, I think it was 7 months later, he actually proposed. Now, this goes back to the video in terms of like, this wasn't a complaint that I had stated, but it was my own need and my own boundary, right? Like, I did not, for myself, like, I did not want to be a girlfriend anymore. I'm too old to be a girlfriend. I don't want to be a girlfriend, right? Everyone is different. Everyone can want what they want. I didn't want that. And I had stated that from the beginning. There was no manipulation. There was no force. Now, wounded women will state the same thing, because, you know, Peter had told me he was on dating apps, and women were saying to him, are you going to propose in 6 months? And guess what? He'd swipe left. I think left is the one. See ya. So same thing. They wanted the same thing as me, but they were wounded and very masculine in their energy, because they were forcing it. They were forcing an outcome. And, you know, as a masculine man, he's not going to like that. So what did he say right away? He said, see ya, left, right. He did end up proposing with me within that time. But what was the difference? The difference was that I didn't put any expectation on any one man to fulfill that. I stuck with my own needs. I want to be married. I want to be a wife one day. I'm dating for marriage. I'm not dating for any other reason. Where are you at? Like, what do you